A very warm welcome to our Psychiatry in Wales training forum. I'll introduce myself first. I'm Sarah Holmes and I'm the Specialty Training Manager for Psychiatry. Really just thank you to the panel for coming along today, and if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
So I'm Paul Emerson, I'm the Head of School for Psychiatry in Wales.
Hello, I'm Ian Collins. I'm previous Head of School for Psychiatry, but now I'm the Interim Deputy Postgraduate Dean.
Hi, Tom Burcook. I'm a co-trainee in Clontarf University Health Board.
Hello, I'm Sarah Bennett. I'm a co-trainee here at Clontarf Health Board and also the PTC representative for Wales.
Okay, well thank you again to everyone for coming along today. Our intention for today's forum is to discuss psychiatry training in Wales, the opportunities of living in Wales, training in Wales and becoming a consultant in psychiatry in Wales. I'm going to start off by talking to Paul and Ian a little bit about your experiences of being trainees and now both consultants and trainers within Wales.
Wales is great because you have the opportunity of living a city life if you want to, but you can be at the beach in half an hour, you can be in the Brecon Beacons in an hour, and I think you have that spread of different kind of parts, landscapes that you can enjoy, and that was probably one of the major draws for me at the time.
Well, I think that in terms of Wales, it's a relatively small scheme. There's not that many trainees compared to maybe some of the other schemes. And I think that does allow certain opportunities to become available. Wales is very, very strong in certain areas. We've got world-leading research centres in Cardiff, and Swansea is sort of an up-and-coming research centre in mental health as well. And those opportunities are far greater than they ever have been before. The amount of money that's been spent on research facilities like the Hayden Ellis building, Cardiff University, and the Kubrick building, those things have come about in the last sort of 5 to 10 years, and I think that those opportunities for trainees are just expanding year on year.
I think there are more opportunities because of the size of the country, because we all have very close relationships. The psychiatrists, we all know each other. A lot of us trained together. There's a close network of trainers, which I think is really helpful for supporting trainees. And I think because of the size of the country, the path is clearer to get to where you want to get.
Again, thank you for coming along today. It's really good to have some trainees and perspectives of trainees, and I know that both of you have come through different routes into the world of psychiatry in Wales. Then I'll start with you. Can you tell me a little bit about your background and what's brought you here today?
Okay, I graduated 10 years ago from Alexandria, Egypt, where I did my medical school, and then I went to training for psychiatry. So when I applied for the jobs, there were different options, and I said I'd love to go to work for Wales. It was a non-training job, and it was West Wales, and I fell in love with the place, literally. I did have 2 jobs over there, inpatient, outpatient, CMHT, seen different scopes, lived in the city, lived in Swansea, and worked in Carmarthenshire. I've came into close contact in the 2 jobs I have with the trainees in West Wales, and the support they get throughout their training, with the deanery and with the senior consultants, and I decided that I wanted to go for the training. People are the biggest asset for Wales, I would say. Very, very friendly, very interactive. I never felt out of place. Okay. Never had a problem. Actually, and to know more about this culture and to immerse more, I started to learn Welsh, which I did through the Health Board and through the University of Swansea, and then I did with our health board currently. It is actually giving access for people who want to learn a new language. It's not mandatory, it's not compulsory, but I chose to because I think I needed to know more about the culture.
From a training perspective as well, do you feel that all your training needs are being met here in Wales?
Generally, the training in the UK is one of the best training, and specifically in Wales, as it provides this life balance between the job and other things you have to do in your life. Life is not all about work. There's a lot of other things that we have to look after ourselves at the end of the day, and this is met really in Wales. The subspecialties are quite available, and it's not just in one health board, but it's all the health boards. And I'm saying this based on experience because I did work in different health boards in Wales, and it did have everything. child and adolescent, older adults, substance misuse. So whatever the subspecialty that you want to go for, you'll find it.
Okay. Okay, and Sarah, moving on to you as well. Obviously, you've had a journey into psychiatry in Wales. It would be good if you could elaborate on that a little.
Yeah, certainly. So I'm Welsh from birth, so I wanted to come back to Wales really. In terms of psychiatry, because I did my foundation programme here, I still wasn't really sure which specialty I was going to go for, but I really love the fact that I could train as a doctor, be a medic first, and then get to use those medical skills day to day as a psychiatrist. I really think that Wales has got so many different specialties, which I've managed to experience. I've managed to do forensics, learning disabilities, substance misuse, and some rehab psychiatry, loads of different areas of South Wales as well, in South Wales valleys, in more coastal areas, and then within towns.
In terms of other support that the school offers and provides, how have you found that? Have you been able to take up any support in terms of practicing for exams or preparing for exams?
Yeah, so our MRC psychiatry course means that you meet other trainees to be able to develop the skills that you need for those examinations. There's so many outlets for support. We've got our consultants are very friendly, and you can approach people, and the registrars would be very willing to help as well if we were struggling.
I think a lot of people that maybe want to apply to come into Wales for training might have questions around rotating around the country and what opportunities there are to stay in one area or perhaps to go further afield.
So within core training in Wales, we split it up by health boards essentially. So if you apply for core training in Wales, you'd be placed within a health board, and all of your core training jobs will be based around that single health board. So I think some people worry that they might start off in Cardiff but then get sent somewhere over to West Wales and then get sent up to North Wales, and we try and avoid that as much as possible. So generally, if people want to settle in an area, then their core training will be sort of based around a particular place. When we go into the higher training, then into the subspecialties, then we're more or less split between North and South Wales. So again, somebody would maybe settle in North Wales but work across the health board up there, or settle in South Wales and work across the health boards in South Wales. So whilst there is a little bit of moving around and we try and sort of maximise people's opportunity to experience different things, we're also very mindful of the fact that people want to settle in an area, maybe have family, put kids into school, and we try and make that as easy as possible.
And building on that, we have a very strong reputation in Wales of encouraging flexible training. I think we've always had a strong ethos within Wales of encouraging that. And I think psychiatry as well lends itself a lot better than perhaps some training schemes to flexible training. So there is that strong background of flexible training in Wales.
And also I understand there are a number of incentives that have been put into play in Wales for trainees in psychiatry.
Yeah, I think we're really proud of the incentives that we've developed in Wales, and I think it's about valuing our trainees. So we've launched this year the targeted incentive, which means for trainees, core trainees starting this year and for the next 2 years, we will fund one sitting of each of their all college examinations. So that's paper A, paper B and CASC. And this is the first part of the UK to actually bring this in, because we're demonstrating, I think, that we want to value our trainees.
Really, just thank you to the panel for coming along today. That's fantastic.